The Flipside Story of Kiyo, the quiet voice that got louder than the noise. In the age of viral fame, where everyone wants to be loud, outrageous, and seen, one artist broke through by doing the exact opposite, being real. No theatrics, no gimmicks, just words, beats, and raw emotion. That artist is Kiyo, one of the most distinct voices in the Filipino rap game today. Kiyo didn't explode onto the scene with shock value. He eased into it, like the kind of melody that sneaks up on you and stays in your head long after the music stops. But don't mistake his calm for weakness. Underneath that lo-fi vibe and mellow tone is a storyteller who's rewriting what it means to be a rapper in this generation. And this is his story. The art of subtlety in a loud world. Kiyo, born Yukihiro Rubio, came from the streets of Las Piñas, a place where stories aren't handed to you. They're earned through hardship, introspection, and hustle. While most kids were trying to rap like their idols, Kiyo was observing the world. Watching people, listening to silence, finding poetry in places others ignored. When he started making music, he didn't rush into it. He crafted it. Songs like Ikaw and EBA weren't made to impress, they were made to express. There were no heavy 808s or aggressive bars. Just honest lyrics, chill beats, and an emotional depth that spoke to a different kind of audience, the quiet ones. The ones who feel deeply but don't always speak it. And in a world addicted to noise, Kiyo's silence screamed. Writing from the wounds. What makes Kiyo's music hit different is how it feels like a private journal entry. He doesn't just rap about success, he raps about loss. He doesn't just show off confidence, he shows doubt. And that vulnerability? It's what made people listen. When he drops a track, it's not just a song, it's an invitation. To sit in your emotions. To face your truth. To realize you're not alone in feeling empty, confused, or hopeful in the middle of chaos. He raps about love, but not the fairy tale kind, the complicated, messy, bittersweet kind. He raps about chasing dreams, but not in a glorified way. He shows the boredom, the struggle, the days it feels pointless. And because of that honesty, people connect. Deeply. The flip side. Rise without the hype. While other rappers chase controversy or flex wealth to gain clout, Kiyo took a different road. He didn't push his image. He didn't buy views. He didn't create drama. He focused on the music. And still, the streams rolled in. The shows sold out. The fan base grew. Why? Because in a sea of performers, Kiyo became a presence. He wasn't trying to be everybody's favorite. He was just trying to be himself. And that authenticity made him magnetic. That's the flip side right there. He didn't need the industry to validate him. He let the music speak. And it did. Loudly. From underground to mainstream, without losing soul. One of the biggest challenges for any indie artist is crossing into mainstream success without losing the very thing that made them special. For Kiyo, that meant keeping the sound lo-fi, the lyrics personal, and the visuals raw. He collaborated with artists who shared his vision, not just to gain numbers, but to create chemistry. Whether it was with a Listen Shore, VVS Collective, or even solo projects, Kiyo stayed rooted in one truth: music is therapy. And in every beat he drops, you can hear that this isn't just art. It's healing. When words become safe spaces. Kiyo's impact goes beyond Spotify playlists. His music has become a safe space for people who don't usually get heard. For the quiet kid in school. For the broken-hearted 20-something trying to make sense of life. For the dreamers who feel stuck in a cycle. He created something rare in hip-hop, a space where it's okay not to be okay. His verses don't demand that you be strong. They remind you that it's okay to be soft, to miss people, to cry, to pause, to reflect. And that kind of permission, it's powerful. Staying grounded in a floating industry. What's even more admirable about Kiyo is his refusal to let success change his tone. He stayed grounded, not just in sound, but in character. While the fame could have pushed him to chase hits, he chose instead to go deeper, experiment with storytelling, explore more genres, and embrace silence when necessary. That's rare. He's not in a race. He's building a lane. And he's not just here for the moment, he's here for the long haul. The future, still loud in his own way. Kiyo continues to evolve. His recent projects show a more refined, more experimental version of the same artist we first heard years ago. But one thing stays the same, his commitment to truth. He's growing with his audience. And in doing so, he's becoming more than just a rapper. He's becoming a voice of this generation. A voice that says, you don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to be perfect to be worth listening to. You just have to be real. Now it's your turn. What part of Kiyo's story hit you the most? Have you ever felt like the quiet one in a world full of noise and found strength in that silence? Let's talk, because sometimes the deepest conversations begin not with scream, but with a whisper.